When I was little, my father was famous. He was the greatest samurai in the empire. He cut off the heads of 131.
Hey everybody, Jerry Williams, aka Greater Sapien here. Thanks for stopping by. Today we are looking at another claim from Dubé's 200 Proofs Earth is Not a Spinning Ball. We come to number 121. When you observe the sun and moon, you see two equally sized, equidistant circles tracing similar paths at similar speeds around a flat, stationary Earth. The experts at NASA, however, claim your common sense, everyday experience is false on all counts. To begin with, they say the Earth is not flat but a big ball. Not stationary, but spinning around 19 miles per second. They say the sun does not revolve around the Earth as it appears, but Earth revolves around the sun. The moon, on the other hand, does revolve around the sun, though not east to west as it appears, rather west to east. And the sun is actually 400 times larger than the moon and 400 times farther away. You can clearly see they are the same size and distance. You can see the Earth is flat. You can feel the Earth is stationary, but according to the gospel of modern astronomy, you are wrong and a simpleton worthy of endless ridicule if you dare to trust your own eyes and experience. So what Dubé seems to be arguing here, and once again, Dubé is not providing a proof here. No evidence is presented at all. He's just saying, it looks flat, it feels stationary. Those aren't proofs. Anyway, what he appears to be arguing here is that we should believe our eyes, but not our brains. Take what you see at first glance as reality, and don't use your mind to delve any further. He says, trust your eyes and experience, but what Dubé doesn't grasp is that trusting our eyes and experience is what brought us to the globe understanding. For example, when an object recedes into the distance, it appears to get smaller. Our senses tell us it's getting smaller. But our experience tells us that when objects recede into the distance, they appear to get smaller. So we know not to assume that something appearing to get smaller is in fact getting smaller. I'm in a workspace. Can't stop other people from making noise. And we use our sensors to measure how small something appears compared to how far away it is in order to understand the relationship between distance and visual size. Our senses and our experience allows us to form models both in our minds and for others to understand, models that best fit the observations we make. Models that tell us that an object that is half the size it was is likely twice as far away. Dubé claims we see the sun and the moon are the same size and the same distance, but that isn't true. Let's be accurate here. We see they appear about the same size. Sometimes the moon appears to get a bit bigger and smaller from time to time. Our experience tells us it's getting nearer and farther away. It goes in front of the sun, but it never goes behind it, so we know the sun is farther away. And if it's farther away and appears about the same size, we know it's bigger. This is what we learn from using our senses and our experience. We don't see the exact same face of the moon all the time. We see more areas north, south, east, and west in a pattern we call libration. We see features on the sun and moon that shift relative to our view in ways that our experience tells us means they are three-dimensional objects. And so it's not that modern astronomy says you are wrong and a simpleton worthy of endless ridicule if you dare to trust your own eyes and experience, but more that modern science says use your experience to its full extent. Take the tools of logic and reason and apply it to what our senses and the tools we've created to build upon our senses have observed. Notice that there is a model that best fits everything our senses tell us. The position that Dubé and his followers extol, however, says, don't look beyond the immediate. Don't apply the experience you have with everything else in order to understand what's going on with the objects you observed. Don't use your mind. Flat Earth is a worldview that claims to be about the search for knowledge, but can only be maintained through ignorance. I kind of think I should just end on that.
That's my job! That's what I do! I don't lose! I win! Is there no one on this planet to even challenge me?
Maybe you came by to congratulate me on last night's victory.